do what I do.
I'm a damn fool. I'm just like the rest of y'all. I see with my own eyes. People are people. They are who they are. Some people you can work with, some people you can't. But I understand that, hey, people are entitled to their strongly held beliefs. Now, that being the case, when I read through some of the comments that come from these white liberals or so-called white allies, somebody type white allies in the chat room, and the reason I like conservatives, because they let you know just how damn well they feel, especially in Texas. You understand? It's the white allies, the ones that pretend to be your friend. In reality, they have the same strongly held beliefs as the so-called conservatives, right? Which is another code word for racist. You understand? That's what they like to say. But by the bottom line is everybody has their strongly held beliefs. Now, here's the thing. I'm concerned. It seems that they're less concerned about the mass deportations or the harm being done to the Latinos and the other people who are here, the other minority groups. And they're more worried about how it's going to inconvenience them. Okay? Their main concern is who's going to pick the fruit. You understand? Who's going to watch our kids? Who's going to mow our lawn? And these aren't concerns about people's humanity or livelihood. It's about losing access to cheap labor. Let's be honest. What they're really saying is, who's going to be our servant? Doesn't this sound familiar? It's the same rhetoric we've heard before. Way back during the Reconstruction era, after the Civil War was over, and the Southern plantation owners weren't grieving because they the moral loss of slavery. That wasn't the problem. They were grieving because of the loss of that free labor. And now here we are in 2025, and you have these same Democrats, these same white liberals crying about crops rotting in the fields and their inability to find affordable labor for their convenience. It's as if history is repeating itself just with this modern twist. I mean, listen to him. I'm gonna let y'all listen. But the Democrats, and let me be clear, this is their mindset. They don't even hide it. I've heard them say it over and over again. Who's gonna pick the vegetables? Huh? That's how they see immigrants and minorities, not as people, but as a labor force. And the irony is, it's deeply offensive. The idea that Mexicans, Latinos, or anyone from another country is only good for manual labor is downright insulting. And let me tell you something. When I ran, when I ran my company, I employed Hispanics, okay? They weren't just labor there for position, they were my friends. They were also supervisors, they were managers, they were skilled professionals. But see, this mentality reminds me of what we dealt with in the post-Civil War America. And back then, there was a theory that poor white people should step up, or the theory was that once we get rid of these black folks, these poor white folks are gonna step up and take these jobs previously held by enslaved black people. And that sounds logical. Shout out to my man THPP, right? That sounds logical, right? Poor black folks are gonna step up and take care. I'm sorry, poor white folks are gonna step up and take care of this field work. But it didn't happen. Because there's a book, well, Thomas Sowell talks about this, and this is somebody I actually just discovered about 3 years ago. You guys know who Thomas Sowell is? He came up with the term black rednecks. And basically, back then, in one of his books, when he talks about that, it's called Black Rednecks and White Liberals. He basically says that back then, labor was something that black men did. Labor was something that white men didn't do labor back then. And so the idea that if we free these slaves, white men were automatically going to step up and do labor, it was just ludicrous, as Mike Tyson would say. And so what actually happened was that you had the rise of mass incarceration, which was allowed under the 13th Amendment, okay, which is the place where they allow slavery to continue under the guise of punishment for a crime. Jim Crow laws, they criminalized basically your whole black existence. It led to countless arrests for bogus charges like loitering, vagrancy. And once they were in the system, black men were leased out to wealthy landowners through what was called the convict leasing program. So let's connect the dots. Shout out to my man Johnny Harris, starts unions to exclude people. Yeah, right? So let's connect the dots again, right? The same fields where black people had been enslaved were now being worked by black convicts, okay? Forced back into the labor under the so-called legal system that they had in place. It wasn't freedom. It was slavery by another name. Now, fast forward to today. This current immigration backlash, it feels eerily similar, right? Or because these ICE raids are displacing these immigrant families, and crops are now left to rot, and industries are scrambling to fill the gap. And the theory now is the same as it was back then. The poor Americans will step up and take these jobs. I ain't seen none of y'all apply to pick fruit in these strawberry fields. Okay, and we all know better. You're not gonna do it. And history has taught us that when when there's a gap in the labor force, the system doesn't lift people up. It finds a way to exploit them. And here's the kicker. While they're crying about their missing labor force, they're simultaneously dismantling these affirmative action programs and anything else that might give anybody else a leg up. It's all connected. Okay, they want to control who gets the crumbs while maintaining the comfort of power. And this is a conversation we need to have. Okay, because we are talking about Reconstruction era tactics, along with the convict leasing program. And I discussed that last night. And if you haven't looked at my broadcast last night, you really need to check it out, because I talked about how the plan is to lock some of these people up and keep them locked up and use them for work, deport many. But for the most part, this is what's happening. The game hadn't changed. It's about keeping certain groups in their place while ensuring the system works for the people on top. And then you have poor whites and middle-class whites who are looking at it like, yeah, we're getting our country back. And at the end of the day, they don't really care about them either. You see, because we also have a class division. Now, I'm going to take the opportunity. I want you guys to check some of these videos out. And let me say this. I'm not the only one that noticed this. I saw this fella today, this white fella. I want you to look at this skit that he came up with. I just thought this was hilarious. Check this out.
All of them? We got to let them all go?
Listen. It says Democrats in December 1864. Keep in mind, the Democrat Party was the pro-slavery party, right? So I just want you to keep that in mind. Keep listening. Keep listening.
All of them? We got to let them all go?
Mm-hmm.
Man, who's going to pick all my cotton and who's going to pick all my food?
Right.
He's going to get all of them? He's going to round.
So now we are Democrats, January 2025.
Keep them all up.
Look, man.
That's great. Who's going to wash my car, mow my yard, take care of my kids, pick all my food?
Yep.
Fucking Trumpers.
What's up? Welcome to the broadcast. This is Uncle D. People wash their ass in the tub, Kamala Harris.
You were tuned in to Uncle D. This black man talk. Pull up, homie, take a seat. Don't be a shadow watcher every day. You learn something, then you earn something. Let them know and drop some money in the plate. It's getting cold, ladies, talking ratchet. Blizzard King here, grab your coat, zip your jacket. Keep quiet for a second, close your jaw. Attorney Spurling, this ain't pearly, know the law. Talking Constitution, pushing pins when he shooting, give him that. Masculinity, just for the record, sprinkle that. You can keep your cat, gotta cut it. Only cat he rubbing, gotta love it. I call it Molly Buddy. Gotta vote your interest, voting earns. Presidential, this is for the money that I earn. When you gon' learn, my people, that evil mixed with evil. No matter what you're doing, baby, this ain't equal. Sometimes when you're special, you get hated. The test is for the best. You're damn right, my people made it. Uncle D, Blizzard King, you been served, gotta notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now. Uncle D, you been served, get your notice now. Black men out here know we winning, gotta hold it now.
Hey man, I'll do what I do.
Somebody need to whip your ass.
Get up and whip him, Sweets.
Hey, don't be putting the money in my hand all rough.
Take your ass out here. You buy you a Floby and cut your own damn hair from now on.